Hello, it is me, the Meep, and welcome to FMK Anime. I am joined by my co-hosts, Limus and Ember. Say hello, you two.
Hi.
Hello.
This is a show where each week we watch a list of anime, and at the end of the week we can cut one of the anime. Or we don't have to. We can keep them all if we like them. That's a operative word being if. Let us just start.
Like is very relative to the shit that's so far remaining.
And let's start off with Komi-San Can't Communicate, Episode 9. As school starts up again, a country bumpkin follows Komi around. Komi and Co. go over to the Weeb's house and play Smash. Then they work a part-time job, handing out pocket tissues. And later, Komi has a nightmare where everyone has seeds on their faces except her. And in the morning, Tadano has the seed again. Then they all call each other by their first names and fail. This is a funny fucking episode.
Yeah.
This was a really good episode.
That seed segment, I felt that my worst nightmare is going into work and there just being a small thing off with everyone but me, and I'm the weird one. Like, one of my recurring nightmares is I go into work and everyone's wearing their underwear on their heads but me, and everyone's looking at me funny. What?
I never have dreams like that. I just dream about, like, I'm running away from shit and people are chasing me.
It's actually a very common fear that people have, is just them being the one out of place.
Fuck, I already know I'm the one out of place, so that doesn't really affect me.
It usually stems from repressed feelings and thoughts from being excluded a lot when in your younger years, either by friends, family, teachers, general thing.
I get that, yeah. Yeah, I kind of excluded. I was kind of excluded as well, but honestly, I did that to myself, so.
They put so much fucking effort into the Smash segment, though.
Yes, I gotta say, I loved the animation of Nagi Mario.
And of course, Komi was Princess Zelda. Who was Tadano again? Was Tadano Link?
I think he was Yoshi, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the knockoff Yoshi.
I love the Chifibu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
She's great.
She's great. She gives me big vibes of, oh god, there's a boy in my room. What do I do? Oh god,
Oh,
wait, there's
no.
also a girl in my room. What do I do?
There are multiple girls. Well, a girl, a boy, and an unknown being.
Yeah, it was...
In the weed room. Apparently, I looked it up, and people are shipping her with the fucking like yandere girl.
Why?
Oh, why?
I don't know. Honestly, I would have shipped the yandere girl with the fucking like dog lady.
If anything, I ship her and Naijimi, but even then, that's like a weak one, because it's like, I can see them kind of being a good couple, I guess.
Okay.
I guess people just want the hate couple.
I need someone to explain to me. What is the deal with shipping? I don't understand it. It's like, I see so many people talk about ships and shit, and I'm like, but why? They have no chemistry, though. Like, if they're meant to be romantic, then the author will write them as romantic. Why are you making them? Why?
Sometimes you just crack ship things because it's funny.
Yeah. Like, whenever... Like, in terms of people who ship, like... There are a lot of people who do ship just random-ass characters being like, oh, but they'd be a great couple when they really have no chemistry. But when people, like, acknowledge it's a crack ship, like, yeah, there's nothing there, but I think it'd be neat if this was the case. I'm like, oh, okay, sure.
Yeah,
And-
most of my ships actively ignore the canon.
I mean, and it's a crack, like I said, that with the Chifibu, it's, if anything, it's a very weak crack ship, because it's like,
Yeah.
I guess I could, I don't know. But then there's, like, shipping, like, for example, how people ship Vanitas and Jian, because there clearly are things there.
That's not a ship, that's borderline canon.
That's basic.
And
Yeah, that's basically implied canon.
Yeah, and us I get people shipping characters like, okay, like Noe and Vanitas and Will and Morel, or the elf boy and Paladin. Yeah, because there's actual chemistry there. I can see the author playing into that and actually making those characters couples. But there's just some things where I'm just like, yes, the main character and background character C38. Yes, the ultimate couple. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
My favorite characters tend to be like the secondary and tertiary like background characters because of the fact that they get like literally no development at all. It gives you much more freedom to just imagine whatever the hell you want about them.
I guess.
Cough, yawn, cough.
I remember getting really into Ruby at a point in my life before, and to the point where I was looking up stuff online, and there was a lot of shipping going around, and that was my first sort of brush with it, and it's just like, but the bunny girl has literally no personality. How can you tell if they'd be quote-unquote cute together with people? The bunny girl is a background character.
That's when you make up character for her. You do what the authors did not.
It's just... I don't understand. But anyway, this was a great episode of Komi-San.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd say this is probably my favorite so far.
Yeah, I ship girl who needs a tissue with the hairdresser. No, I'm kidding.
LeMayo.
Lol, even. Perhaps even Keck.
Lol. I do like how it ended up with I had kind of suspected it, but I do like how it ended up with Tadano being in the fursuit.
Oh, I knew from moment one. Like, Najumi's there with another person. It's Tadano.
Yeah.
There's no way.
For the entire segment, I was like, do anthropomorphic animals just exist in this show? I buy it, but like I didn't raise any it rose questions, but I didn't necessarily like go out of my way to question it.
Yeah, actually, the rest of the stuff was interesting enough that it wasn't like too. It wouldn't have actually been too much of a weird thing to just slip that in there. Oh, by the way, furry.
Tadano's a furry, confirmed.
I just want to say, too, I really fucking love the music they use whenever, like, conflict arises. Like, when the girl first showed up, the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yes.
That, like, in my mind, whenever I get into adversity, I notice my mind just play it in the back of my head. Like, when I was getting close to dying in Final Fantasy, I started to hear it. I'm like, wait, is the game playing that? Oh no, I'm just going insane.
Sorry, I was dying.
Oh. Uh-oh. Don't do that. It's unhealthy.
Don't die on stream, man. Wait until we're done.
Die on stream. I at least muted my mic first, so you wouldn't have heard the death grasps.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, wait, I muted it on the stream, but not for you guys.
First.
I forgot what I was going to say.
LeMayo.
Yeah. The country girl, the new girl. I like her. She has maximum foi energy.
Yeah.
She's super cute.
She was nice.
Lady.
She was nice. It was fun seeing her just following Komi, and then I was like, wait, someone else is following her.
How about we just replace Agiri with her?
How about we actually talk to people?
But you see, that'd be easy.
Nah. I just really hope we get more of her. She seems really nice.
Yeah. We probably will, because we've gotten a little bit of everyone, like, sprinkled in of these side characters with our main three.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for when we're gonna get the episode with the ninja guy. I want to see what's up with that guy.
I do too, I'm not gonna lie. He seems like he could be fun.
Just online around Weeb Spaces, I've seen a lot of love come up for the background Night Lady. And from the manga readers, yeah, no, she's completely background. Nothing about her.
Aww. But I want to know her story.
I want to know why there's a lady who just has, like, fucking mech legs, and this is never explained. She looks like a character that would be in My Hero, honestly. Just casually, that looks like something that would pop up in that show, is just someone who casually has goddamn robot legs.
I mean, technically there's already a character kind of like that, Ida.
Oh yeah, Ida.
Is that Cars for Legs?
Yes.
He is the car.
God, it must have been really interesting to give birth to that boy. This is like, oh shit, that's a fucking exhaust pipe. What the hell are you doing, lady?
I mean, she gave birth to his older brother who had the same quirk, so at least she would have been warned the second time.
Yeah.
Although, that does imply it's a hereditary quirk, so... She's
fucking a car.
That's the interesting thing about that show, is that sometimes they go into depth of explaining shit, and then other times it's just, here's a guy who has a fucking, like, speech bubble for a face, and this is never explained why.
There are a lot of times where the quirks are hereditary, but there are also a lot of times where the quirks are a mutation, and it's actually kind of interesting. But that's unrelated.
Sorry, I keep distracting.
It's fine.
I don't know what else there is to talk about. This is just a great episode.
Yeah, it's sweet. There's hardly anything that I can say is past those first couple of episodes with the yandere girl. At this point, it's a good show. I like it.
I liked I loved that that one character whose name literally translates to needs tissues.
Yum yum yum.
Nom. And then people were just literally lining up, like, minimum 5 per customer. Just to get them from fucking Komi.
Yeah. Does that mean we're ready for cards?
Yeah, I would say
yeah.
We're ready.
This is definitely going to be a non-episode.
I had more to say.
Yeah. This is definitely going to be a non-edit episode like last week, because that was a lot of dead space. We obviously, I think we've said what we need to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna fuck it. This is good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep fucking this show.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep fucking it too. Is very good. That is a trifecta for Komi-san Can't Communicate, Episode 9. Let's move on to My Senpai is Annoying, Episode 5. In this, the gang go to the beach and stay the night at an inn, as well as play with fireworks. Sakurai and Kazuma spend some time together while Takeda teaches Igarashi to swim, and Natsumi musters all of her Ara energy to make it her mission in life to tease Yuto the entire time they're there.
I'm getting the uncomfortable feeling they're gonna go the Shota route with that.
I don't think so. I also was a little bit suspicious with that scene. But then the scene after with the fireworks, where they're talking about the girl he likes, I think Natsumi is just, being the adult doing the, oh, haha, I'm gonna tease you, because, you're adorable child, you must tease, must bully the child.
Yeah, I'm just really hoping they don't go that route.
I doubt they will. The show has been very good about not being creepy with that kind of thing so far, so I don't think they will, but if it does, I don't think it will, though.
If it does, I'm probably going to kill the show.
I actually liked a lot of stuff in this episode. Aside from the like Igarashi and Takeda stuff that was just kind of mid, everything else was pretty good.
Yeah.
And it was bouncing around enough to where it kept my attention and kept my enjoyment.
Hello? I know what you were focusing on the bouncing of.
Listen, they are adult women. I can ogle all I want.
Boobie.
They are fictional adult women. I will not be silenced.
It's fine. I was focusing on the boobie too.
I fucking love the joke. I love the joke too, where Kazuma's just staring at Natsumi. You just hear the smack, the neck crack as Sakurai turns his head to her tits. I have some too, and he's just like, yes, and nods.
Yeah, man, there was a lot of like Kazuma falling over. He gets smacked in the face with a volleyball, and then later on he just faints because bug. Which mood, big mood.
I liked the kind of the rug they pulled out from under me. I thought Igarashi was gonna faint from the bug.
Yeah, but then she's completely fine with it, and that dude's just like, no.
It's also nice to see Natsumi interact with Takeda.
Yeah, they all get to know each other. They shall befriend.
Yeah. They all give the little boy their shrimp, and he was having nightmares about it.
Yeah, they made him hate his favorite food.
He just snowballed one after another. Okay. The sister and the other sister, question mark, gave him the shrimp. Okay, cool. Kazuma wants to look good in front of his not-girlfriend. Oh, I'll give you my shrimp. Igarashi wants to fucking change the subject. Oh, here, have my shrimp. Takeda, maximum dumbass. Oh, have my shrimp too. The child sitting there. Oh no. This was a really cute episode. I liked it.
Yeah. Rip.
And I'm assuming your silence is speaking for your opinion, Lemus, right?
The show sucks, it's cringe, and I hate it.
Alright, good talk, buddy.
I was
At least
just
there
trying
was-
to find that scene again.
At least there were boobs in this episode. That's the only good thing I can say.
I think it's already been well established that you just don't like the slice of lifey stuff, which is fair enough.
I don't. You have to do something really special in order to get me in, like what fucking Komi-san's doing, but like, this is just 20 minutes of my life every week that's just dead.
Oof. That's rough, but unfortunately, I still liked this episode.
Yeah, me too. I hate to do
Pain.
it, but there's probably not that many more episodes of this show.
We're on 9. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 more. It's gonna live to the end. Motherfucker was on the wheel, and now it's gonna live to the end.
You only gotta watch
Sad.
3 more.
Sad.
I had to live with Super Cub living to the end, so...
You fucked Super Cub!
Because it was Stockholm Syndrome! It was basically holding a gun to my nuts.
I'm surprised you said Super Cub and not, I don't know, Kuma Bear.
Fuck! I forgot about Kuma Bear. Damn it, why did you
purge that
have to
from your
remind
mind.
me?
Actively repressing the
Why
memory.
did you have to remind me? My mind represses things for a reason!
I mean, listen, me. I get it. We'll say it how it is. This is revenge for Aquatope last season.
Is it?
I think it is.
At least I'm not doing this for revenge. I legitimately like stuff about it.
Shit. It's unintentional
If I was
revenge.
wanting revenge, I'd still be... I was wanting revenge, I'd still be fucking a different show that we had.
What,
The
show me?
fucking ghost show.
Miruko-chan, of
Oh
course.
my god!
If I wanted revenge, I could have been a lot more vindictive.
Uh-huh. But here's the thing, you get fucking Ember pointing a knife at you as well.
Yeah, but it might live for a bit longer. And you'd have to live with that.
All I gotta say is, bruh, we only have like 4 shows left. Please stop killing things.
Well, like I said last week, we usually end with like 3 to 4 things each season because, boy, seasonal anime, radical quality.
Yeah, we're doing 4 so far. Like, this is the most we've had since season 1. Like, season 1 had 5 shows left to the end. And even then, 2 of those were ones that people fucking hated, and it loved anyway because, yeah.
Because reasons.
Yeah,
4 is too many. I want more blood, goddammit.
Gilly had to live through a show that actually triggered him. The lad had it worse than anyone else on the show. Because from what they said about Dachito Shimamura, it hit way too close to home for them.
Aww.
That's why at a later date we tried implementing the whole, hey, if the show triggers you, you don't have to watch it thing.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, yeah. Just the auto knife thing.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. There's not really much to say about the show, like, in general. It's just kinda... It's harmless, it's good, I had fun. There was boobies.
ready. Well, if that's the case, then let's hold up cards. I'm gonna
Kill.
I'm fucked.
I'm gonna take Natsume's hand. I'm gonna take her behind some rocks, and I'm just gonna fuck her brains out. Then I'm gonna fuck this episode.
That's a yikes for me.
Of course, it's gonna be consensual. Not that it was implied that it wasn't gonna be, but you know, just so y'all viewers don't get any funny ideas. I'm looking at you, Dark Souls Jim.
It's
I don't know if
it's
that's
not
an actual word yet.
it's not the okay. I actually want to search YouTube for Dark Souls Gym, but it's not viewers that are gonna get on their ass. It's the fucking the content police. There's a good chance that this fucking the thumbnail of this video is gonna be boobies anyway. So who knows?
We are always demonetized. We are never monetized.
Well, I mean, technically, yeah. I don't even have monetization, so.
Well, with that, that's a double fuck and a kill for My Senpai is Annoying, episode 9. Let's move on to Sakugan, episode 9. The gang gets stranded on a deserted island while Memempu ponders how Gugumber and Zack Ledu are able to get along so well. They try to escape, but fail, and after a touching scene between father and daughter, they use papayas to send out an SOS, and Meruro saves them.
Guess what? Hey, guess what?
But
None of the previous episode mattered at all! In fact, we even brought it up just to say, yeah, it doesn't matter, we got over it. I had a little bit of a tantrum. I'm sorry about that. That wasn't a little bit of a tantrum. You were actively trying to kill 2 of our members. You actively tried to kill Memempu. And Gugumber's just fine with that.
I want to bring up my theory, because this is where my theory comes in. As someone that has been surrounded by people like this in my life, who try to make their actions seem like less. So, the way Gugumber and Zack Ledu were talking about the whole situation, it heavily felt unresolved, and I believe that was intentional. To me, it felt like neither of them know how to deal with the emotions that they're feeling, and are instead opting to not talk about it and pretending like everything is back to normal. As they were kind of acting a little bit different this episode. Zack Ledu was a little bit more reserved than the previous episodes, and Gugumber was a little bit more flighty, almost like he kinda isn't himself. And when Zach Leto was talking, it reminded me a lot of my mother when she dismisses things that she's done in the past. It seemed like something that she was more saying to make herself feel better about what happened and feel less guilty, rather than actually having things been resolved.
True, and I definitely think they're going for that. I don't think it's actually that deep. I think it's just a way that the author managed to twist it to make it seem deep for not having any sort of reason to have any consequences. To make it look like it's deeper than it actually is, which it wasn't. It's literally just, yeah, that plot point didn't matter at all. I had to go back and rewatch, but yeah, at the end of that episode, guess what? Gagumber didn't have an arm. And then he just gets it back, and they were able to reattach the whatever in his arm, and he's fine now. So nothing mattered. Nothing at all mattered. The whole emotion of the previous episode didn't matter, and on top of that, the rest of this episode was filler bullshit.
I mean, most of this episode was character moments between Gagumber. I mixed up their names. Gagumber and Memempu, and having some, like, really, what I thought was necessarily world building not world building, but seeing like more hints of our overall villains was getting me interested, and just seeing the character moments and everything was, I really liked it. I really liked seeing the character moments between everyone, and with my reading, I actually have a lot more faith on where they're going to go with that, because I definitely I think they're going to delve into that later on, too.
Yeah, I did at first. At first, with that big like moment where Gagumber and Memempu are sitting down talking to each other, it felt kind of like lackluster to me, because I felt like I wanted more of the deep emotional stuff. But actually, looking back and thinking on it, it's like that's not who these characters are. That would be out of character for them to suddenly be like that. So it
true.
This makes more sense for them in character to be talking like they did.
True, and I think it's very much in character, and it was a good scene between Memempu and Gagumber, but my problem is we don't have a lot of episodes left. There's not a lot of story left, and we've had so many good scenes with Gagumber and Memempu before, and these scenes are about the same things that we've always been bringing up between Gagumber and Memempu, and not about, what happened last episode that was a big, important, emotional moment that would actually drive the plot and further character connections between, the rest of our cast, and not just our main two. And that's what I want. They're writing as a group, but we know literally barely anything about our relationship between Yuri and Gagumber. We know nothing about the relationship between any of these side characters connected to. We only really know a lot about Gagumber and Memempu, despite these being our other two main characters.
Actually, Zach Leto and Memempu have had a bunch of scenes together. Yeah, the two. They have. Honestly, I can agree with you when it comes to Yuri. Yuri is the black sheep of this cast, because I actually like Zach Leto. Yeah. But
Yuri's worthless as a character, sorry.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say that. Yuri's useless.
Yuri's pointless. If he was removed, the show would actively be a little bit better, honestly.
Yeah.
Because then we wouldn't have had the fucking dumbass flower trip episode.
Mm-hmm. But honestly, to me, 3 out of 4 characters in a cast, well, yes, that character isn't great. It's not like they're actively horrible. Sometimes they can be actively horrible, but it's not like it's all the time. And the other 3 characters I still really like, so I don't know. I was going into this episode expecting to fucking hate it, but seeing as how they acknowledged it and the actual read I got off of it and the emotions I felt of, man, Zach Leto, you're really dismissing what you did. I get why, trust me, as a part of moving on from your mistakes, it's kind of something you have to tell yourself at a point, but you should not do it to that level. Acknowledge. Which oops, sorry.
I know where you're coming from, but here's the thing. I do not trust this author to be that clever. Even if it is actually something being set up, I do not believe it's going to have any sort of payoff if it is what it's supposed to be. I'm going to read it at face value because the show is very face value so far.
But it's proven in the first 3 episodes that it can be, and that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping this is a return to form because we're out of the mid-season slump. That's what I'm hoping.
And the quality of the rest of the show says otherwise. Like, we've now hit a point where it's majority, where we're getting to a point where it's majority kind of not great. And the quality, so. I think the quality from our first 3 episodes is almost entirely gone.
I'd say this episode and the last episode are, well, they don't reach the heights of episode 2. I definitely think that they can hang in that same realm because, like I said, this episode was actually, well, I thought it was going to be a lot of fillery beach episode bullshit. There was like a couple 2-3 minutes of actual like, oh, haha, beach episode stuff. But then the rest of it was actual kind of important character moments and development.
Yeah. I did also want to bring up, like I had mentioned before we started the thing, I did find it kind of funny how, like, after they get into their underwear and go in the like pool or whatever, for the rest of the episode they're still in their underwear.
Yeah.
They just I guess the animators just didn't bother to reanimate their clothing.
My running theory is that they used it for fire still.
Yeah, would make sense completely, especially with how they were going just full on Unga Bunga at the end of the episode.
Yeah. Okay, and that's another thing that I really liked about this. I liked how they're all just dipshits.
Yeah. There is definitely the running theme of Memempu being like the adult, even though he's the kid. But I did like how she was actually being forced to learn how she's not as unstoppable as she thinks she is. She's like, she's the computer smarts kid, and as soon as the computers go down, she doesn't know how the fuck to handle this.
Yeah. Like the scene of her going through the forest, like, I know it's more played for comedy, but I actually really liked the implications of the scene where she's like, and this will be how we escape. Doesn't it have no power? Oh, right. It just, like, again, showing us that Memempu won't just solve everything.
Yeah, and I like that. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'd like this episode if this was episode 5. This is too late in the game to be doing shit like this now. Like, we still don't even know who the fuck our antagonists are. We've gotten glimpses of them, but we know that they are searching for them and that they can kill a mech in one shot with a fucking knife or whatever. But, like, it feels too late to be meandering and still be doing setup for characters at this point. We should be moving along. We should have something to go for. Ow.
That's why I think this is getting a season 2, because I looked at the studio doing this. Studio Sunrise, they're the ones that have done a lot of...
Oh god, Sunrise is doing this? Really?
Let me double check, because...
No. Oh, it's State Lights, which... Oh. State Light's not done a lot of known anime. At most, they've been a studio that has assisted in, like, Fairy Tail and stuff.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, they've assisted in things like Hellsing Ultimate, Fairy Tail. Oh, wait, they straight up... Hold on, let me...
I mean, they did the Log Horizon adaptation. I've heard that's good.
Either way, the studio, like... I think this is going to get a sequel. I don't think this whole story is going to wrap up in 3 episodes. I think it physically can't.
Oh. I hope so. Like, as much, but I don't think it's gonna. Because, like, yeah.
Honestly, I'd be happier with it ending on a like, oh, there will be a sequel, and not getting sequel rather than just ending the story in 3 episodes. Because then I can at least just go read the book.
Oh, god damn it. Don't go to the characters and voice actors list. There's a blatant spoiler. Holy shit. Yeah, okay. That's bad.
Well, now I need to find out what the fuck this is.
Don't. It's so blatant. I don't know how people got that information already, but okay.
Probably the book. Oh, did you click on the robot character? Or not the robot character, sorry. The terrorist girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that like a couple weeks ago.
I didn't click on it. It's just right there. You just gotta not scroll down that far. Disappointing. Like, these last few episodes haven't even been fun. Like, when we're doing this fillery bullshit, the least you could do is be fun. But we're not. Like...
No, I liked it.
I thought it was fun.
I'm interested to see where the hell this story is going.
If I was responsible in, like, determining whether or not things get funding for a second season, I would not give it to this. I'm seeing no future for this story right now. There's nothing keeping me in anymore. Like...
I'll fully admit the pacing continues to just be absolute ass, but I'm still interested to see where the story's going.
I honestly don't even have a problem with the pacing of this episode. I thought it was paced fairly well.
I'm still kind of agreeing with Limis on the thing of like I don't like how they kind of just expositioned away everything that happened in the previous episode.
It's, yeah, like, this show has moments of brilliance, and it had a series of moments of brilliance at the beginning, and now it's just decided that it's not going to try anymore, and we're just going to do the most generic-ass shonen anime bullshit, and that's going to be the rest of the series. And yeah, I was really hoping that, like, especially after last episode, they might be able to bring it back, but that's not going to happen. If there is a season 2 and it comes out, I'm not going to watch it. Like, I'm so done with the show at this point. I'm completely disenfranchised by it.
Fair enough.
Fair, but I don't know. I still like it. I still want to see it through with... I will concede, I definitely think Gagumber should be a little bit more injured than just have one-piece bandages all over him. But... as far as everything else went, I thought the episode was really good. I'm really interested to see what they do with the reading I had, because I'm very confident on my reading.
Yeah. I hope you're right as well.
With that, are we ready for cards?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still gonna fuck this show.
It's still done nothing to undo the knife for me. Like... yeah, it's just... it's like, if it was just bad, it'd be one thing, but it's just mediocre now. And that's worse than it being taking a turn for bad. It's just mediocre, and that's what this episode showed me. This isn't anything special. This is a mediocre show that teased me into thinking that it was something special. And I just feel betrayed by it.
I definitely do want more robots and kaiju to show up. I do like how we had that little bit of like subtle world building that there are aquatic kaiju. That was neat.
We had a little bit of kaiju. We had, like, for the first time since, I don't know, episode 3, we've had like 30 seconds of kaiju and then it went away. So that's a thing.
Another reason why I think there's got to be a season 2, because they have these rad... they have to do something with them.
If it does tease a season 2, I doubt it's going to happen. Like, honestly, I don't know how it's being received in the East, but, like, taking a look on Mal just to get a feel of the general consensus, it's been dropping episode by episode. We've finally broken out of 7. It's in 6.98. That's terrible.
Here's the thing.
To be honest, I understand.
How Not to Summon a Demon Lord was at a 6.5 something, but it still got its second season. Like, bad shows doesn't all... like, they're not bad. Like, poorly rated shows doesn't always mean it won't get a second season. It's about the money it makes.
True.
Which, I don't think this is making a lot of money. It doesn't really strike me as a series that sells a lot of merch. So.
And, you know, like I said, I don't know how it is in the East, and that's where it matters. Like, all I can do is try to do some conjecture based on what I see, and yeah.
That's fair.
I don't, and my own personal feelings about it, which is, if I was a producer, I would not give this a second season.
That's
It'd be a
fair.
waste of money.
Well, with that, that is 2 fucks and a kill for Sakugan, episode 9. Let's move on to The Faraway Paladin, episode 8. Menel and Will meet a traveling merchant and a traveling bard after exploring. Oh no! Fuck. Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry about that. Menel and Will meet a traveling merchant and a halfling bard after exploring ruins and begin traveling with them. Hearing a tale about Mary, Blood, and Gus assisting the couple, and the priest confronts, why did I write priest? And the merchant confronts Will on what he really wants. At the end of the episode, they reach the city of White Sails. I really enjoy the way this show does its world building.
Yeah. It literally is just D&D. And I love that. Like, he even adds in a thing, they even added in a reference to bardic inspiration.
Yeah, I thought it was really neat how the halfling was the halfling storyteller told told the world building through song. It was really neat. And seeing this future plot point out there of this person who wants to repay a friend of Gus's, well, guess who we have in the party? baby.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
the merchant is total. Oh, sorry.
No, go.
I was gonna say, merchant is totally a rogue, right?
Yeah, secretly.
Like, honestly, when he confronted Will and his shrewdness as a merchant, I was thinking, like, he might just be an inquisitive rogue or something like that. This does not feel becoming of, like, a merchant.
I'd kind of like it if he was just a little merchant tag-along. Like, he's just here to appraise shit. That'd be funny. I was like, not everyone's good at combat. Like, this, you got 2 combat powerhouses, and then you got you got the bard who just wants to chill, and then you got the merchant who's just looking, yeah.
Yeah, that would be really interesting if he was just a tag-along, but at the same time, I would love it if he's a rogue. I am a sucker for character designs that do not fit whatever class they are when it comes to tabletops. I just seeing, like, a priest-looking character, but they're actually a rogue. It's like, yeah, no, you'd want to hide what kind of abilities you have. I actually... Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I was gonna say, of what we got of them, I actually really like the merchant and the halfling. So,
Yeah.
they're not.
Sorry.
B in a lot of ways was kind of reminding me of actually Memempu a little bit. But less of the sass and more of just the, oh my god, this is the best thing ever.
Less sass, more childlike wonder.
Yeah, the childlike wonder.
I'm afraid that B's gonna get on my nerves. Like, just her voice, the way she talks, and just... I'm afraid she's gonna annoy me to death. Like, yeah.
I can kind of see that happening, but I think I like her right now.
Mm-hmm.
Also, why was there suddenly a monkey in the middle of the fucking European forest?
Random encounter tables. Yeah.
Giant ape.
Just established monkey.
I gotta say, overall, I like this episode, but it brought up some concerns.
Oh?
I was more okay, so out of all the things that happened in this episode, the most interested I was on the tale of Mary, Blood, and Gus. Like, that's about one of the only times when I was really kind of interested in this episode. I'm afraid about that. Like, I'm afraid that Mary, Gus, and Blood are going to be the more interesting characters than our main party. Which I'm pretty sure this is probably not gonna be what happens, and it's probably just this once, and that they're going to get a lot to shine later on. But also my second problem is similar to what I've been having with Sakugan, and that's the point where it's like, yeah, you're obviously going for a second season. However, like, yeah, you're obviously going for a second season. However, you don't have any sort of plot point right now that's going to keep me invested into the second season, or at least keep me invested to a point where we have some sort of payoff or climax. Is, hey, guess what? This is episode 8, and we have no idea what we're working toward. But neither does Will, so
don't know where it's gonna go.
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna be the point of next episode, is because we got introduced to some world building of the city of White Sails, and it seems like it's gonna be the main hub of this. It is on the cusp of the southern continent that was ravaged so poorly, and southern continent seems like it's going to be our main place, considering the undead and demons are our villains. And I think what's going to happen is we're going to get not thrust, but next episode is actually going to bring up the plot point to carry us to the end of the season, is because we got introduced, like, the whole political drama between the king and his brother, or yeah, was it his brother who's running White Sails?
Yeah, it's his brother.
Who looks like a snake oil fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah,
although apparently he's a very good guy, according to what they said.
And I don't trust that for a second.
Yeah, it's always sus when they have to bring up, like, this is a very good guy. Remember that.
Yeah, and, like, I think definitely in comparison to Sakugan, I think my concerns that were brought up in this episode are less founded than those ones. Like, I fully believe that we're gonna get something that's gonna really finish out the season really good once we get to White Sails.
Oh yeah.
It's just, I don't know, man. I've been burned by Sakugan, so, like, I don't have any faith in anything now.
Here's the thing. Sakugan started tanking around episode 4. This is on 8, and you're just starting to get concerns. I think it'll be fine.
I think we'll be fine, but the concerns are still there, and I have to put them out there. I feel like it'd be insincere if I don't.
Yeah, that's fair.
One little thing I did want to bring up that I kind of noticed and I kind of thought was funny was, did you notice how when B was playing that, like, fiddle or whatever, like, for a good portion of the time they didn't even bother animating the bow moving across the thing, and then suddenly they remember and start adding it in?
I actually didn't notice that.
Yeah, that just kind of caught my eye, how he was like singing and everything, and she had the bow on the instrument, but it was kind of just sitting there, and the music was just playing and coming out of it.
I really like the tale. Like,
yeah, it's an interesting way to give exposition.
Because... Yeah, the idea of people out there who still know a Mary, Gus, and Blood, I think that idea is really cool because of how our character is connected to them.
Yeah,
and it's a good way to tell it because, like, it makes sense in story because neither we nor Will would know about this, so we're getting that exposition as he's getting it.
Yeah, yeah, it's cool, and it's cool that they don't have their names aren't out there yet. Like, they're just nameless. That's sort of their whole deal. They weren't really doing this for any sort of fame purposes. They're definitely in it for the money, but not for the fame. And also, I guess it would probably be like, motherfucker, you got the last name that's just the mixing of two legendary heroes. What the fuck's up with that? Yeah, just...
Yeah. Actually, that is a good point.
So that's probably why they did it primarily, but it also gives a little bit of characterization to Mary, Blood, and Gus that we didn't see before.
Yeah. I do really like how B is like a little coin gremlin. She just tries to make money whenever she... I do like that about her. Like there's gonna be a party! We gotta go! We can make so much money there!
And then the merchants also kind of like that.
They're totally a little group of money grubbers like any other D&D group is.
Yep.
And then Will's just happy to tag along.
For a second there, as soon as the merchant was talking with him about his healing powers, I was like, oh no, are you gonna bring privatized healthcare to this world? Oh fuck.
I thought he was just gonna force him to like perform petty magic tricks to show off to people.
Well, kinda. Perform minor miracles, and hey, also buy some things.
I like how they're honest merchants. I did enjoy that.
Yeah, they're just straight up about it.
Now, if they're a little shit snake oil salesman, I think that would be... But...
Yeah.
Not exactly fantastic for a... Well, actually, you know what? I'd be surprised. Yeah. Faraway Paladin, still good.
Still good. I can see it going down at some point, but I doubt it will.
Yeah, it's still holding up. I'd say about the same pace. I am kind of sad that we aren't getting as many of the cool like fight scenes as I wanted, but I'm hoping we'll get more of those later.
Mm-hmm.
We keep getting hints. We keep getting little hints of like things where it's about to get a cool fight scene. Like with the demons or whatever in that previous episode, and then they got over with in a few minutes, and then we got the monkey, and it looked like they were about to fight, but then he backs down.
I'm thinking it's going to be along the same lines of the first season of Vanitas, where it's just doing a lot of world building at first to get you interested and invested in the world and characters before they start throwing a lot of high stakes fights.
Yeah, fair enough. They got to get you to care about it.
You know what? Season 1 of Vanitas is a great comparison to this, because it was about this point, too, when I think all of us were thinking, are we going to get any sort of conclusion or interesting plot point to keep us into the next season? Like, yeah, we're having that same time with Vanitas, too, and it totally paid off, so hopefully it can do the same here.
It totally paid off, but we never did get that conclusion, but we still liked it for what it was. That was the thing. Like,
yeah,
like
it at least still set up a lot that was going to happen in the next season, like with the whole sleeper agent shit.
Oh yeah, and this show's done a little bit of that too. Like the whole demon nest that's above the town they're trying to help. Like, I guess that's not going to be our first arc. Our first arc seems like it might be in White Sails, but still, I'm interested for whatever's going to happen with that fucking undead demon nest.
That. They did that off screen, and yeah. Didn't you read? Like, as soon as we see him again, they're like, "Ooh, can't believe we got through that. I can't believe you're that good at running through the ruins. I was raised in one.
No,
I can't believe we got enough money."
That was them scavenging for bits.
Oh.
Yeah, they were... No, that wasn't the demon nest. The demon nest isn't a ruins. It's not a literal nest, but, an infestment of demons.
No, this was them just scavenging for stuff that they could, for, like, money in the ruins and stuff like that.
I thought they yada over that. I'm not sure. Did they? We don't even know what they raided, so it could have been that for all we know. It's...
No, I know for a fact Red... Oh, sorry.
Go. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I know for a fact the Red Demon Nest is gonna be important because of everything they were doing about it, and it seems like something that's definitely... Sorry, I'm trying to find my words.
They're not just gonna like...
They're not gonna yada yada it, because Marple pretty much gave them the mission. Or not gave them the mission, but went, hey, we have to tell someone about this. Yeah. And currently they're trying to help the town, and I think they're going to White Sails for assistance with it?
They're going to White Sails to buy cows to help out the town. So
and probably while they're there, they'll mention something about that.
Probably. Mm-hmm. Okay, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm fairly certain the Demon Nest is going to come up again later. I just don't think it's going to be our first arc.
Yeah. It's probably going to definitely be like season 2 or something.
Yeah, they'll build up to that, because I'm hoping they'll build up to that, because it's a pretty big, like, thing. It's implied to be a pretty big thing.
Mm-hmm. I know you guys well, at least you, Ember, are wanting more fights, but at the same time, I'm sitting here like, if the last arc is or if the first arc to end off this season is a political arc, and we get to see Will try and fucking stumble his way through this world's politics using the lessons from Gus, I would love that.
Same, yeah. To be honest. I love myself some fantasy politics, and if we can get some good from this show, that's full up a point.
This show has done so much to get me interested in the world that I actually would care about the politics. That's how you can tell this is a good isekai. Like, more isekai need to do that. A lot of isekai start off being like, here's all this giant great world shit. More isekai need to start off small, get you invested in the world, drip feed you information before going for all that like high-end shit.
Because if we would have started here and not where we did and saw that 5 episodes of build up throughout Will's life with his parents, I would not be as interested in the show as I am.
Yeah, I wouldn't. And those 5 episodes are some of the... Episode 5 is still my favorite of the show so far. Just seeing Will with Blood and Mary, there actually being consequences to everything that happened with Blood and Mary passing away, but it not being tragedy bait by, Gus still being alive. Like, I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah.
Like,
there's not really much else to say. This show is fucking good, and it will continue to be good.
With that, let's hold up cards. Or, if everyone's ready, that is.
Yeah, I'm ready for cards.
Let's not put up a front, fuck.
Yeah. Fuck.
Like, I see places where it can dip, but I doubt it'll fall in those pit traps. But then again, I said that about Sakugan too, so I'll stay vigilant. But I'm excited to see what our next arc is going to hold. Because, I think the rest of these 4 episodes are going to take place in whatever the hell's happening in White Sails.
Mm-hmm. A part of me was hoping when they got to White Sails, it would also be destroyed, and they're like, no.
Oh, no.
I'm fine it's not. We should see some civilization. Big civilization.
I'm fine it's not, but I'm a sucker for the whole, okay, we're heading here. It's already dead.
Alright. So, before we continue on, I'd like to take a quick break, because I need to eat something. But when we'll get back... But, for those watching on stream, when we get back, we talking about motherfucking JoJo's.
Hell yeah. I will be right back. I'm going to go piss.
Be forewarned. From here on out, there are spoilers for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6, Episodes 1 through 12. I forgot to say this on stream, so here I am now telling you. I will have a timestamp listed above that you can see. That'll go throughout this whole thing. So, if you want to skip to that point in time to save yourself some spoilers, go ahead. Also, I'll have this marked out as a segment on YouTube, so you can use that as a rule of thumb to skip ahead. But yeah, JoJo's spoilers. Watch JoJo's first before you watch the rest of this podcast. Or skip ahead. I'm warning you. And welcome back, everyone. Yeah. Time for JoJo's.
JoJo's Part 6. It's real fucking good. Who would have thunk?
It's fucking good. Holy shit.
Hermes is one of my favorite side characters in JoJo's in general.
The side characters so far are great. I like every single one of them. All of the Jo Bros so far are great. Hermes has that good punk attitude to her. Foo Fighters is just weird. I love Foo Fighters. What a cool concept for a character. It's fucking, she's not a human being. She's not a stand user. She's a stand. That's fucking great.
I loved seeing Jolene get put in a rat suit, forced to run on a wheel for cheese. The entire segment was just so dumb. This fucking insane inmate that just goes, yo! He pets the rat.
And, oh my god, and she even does the fucking... When say your name, she does the fucking Jolene thing. Actually does the thing from the song.
My god, it's great. Gucci Poochie also really high up there already in JoJo's.
Yeah. Poochie seems awesome so far. Like,
Oh yeah.
White Snake is fucking terrifying. Oh my god, White Snake's a scary stand.
Yep.
Steal your mind
wait.
and steal your soul.
Don't you mean Pale Snake?
Fuck you. Don't you mean smack? You know, smack instead of kiss. Jesus Christ. Freeway through hell.
Ember, for your own context, in JoJo's, all stands are named after songs, artists, or albums.
Yeah, I know, and they have to like change them up just a little bit to avoid like copyright hit.
I can't wait to see what they do to Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap.
I saw like a meme of that.
Filthy acts committed at a reasonable price.
But
Minimum,
looking at
maximum kill for minimum bill. I ain't gay, but $20 is $20.
God, if that's someone's stand name.
though, looking at how they changed Foo Fighters to FF, like something that they actually call the character, like I'm pretty sure they're gonna change it to D4C. Because people call it D4C all the time, even in the manga. Because, you know, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap is a bit of a mouthful. So I'd love it if they went through with it. I'd love it if David Production did that much of a meme.
Do you want to say your theory on stream about the one character?
Right. So, is it Anasui? I keep forgetting their name.
Anastasia, I think.
I think it's Anasui. Yeah, it's Anasui. So, for context, Anasui is a character that is eventually going to get together with Jolene and become her boyfriend. Now, that was not Ariaki's original plan. He was planning on have Anasui be a girl and lesbian and Jolene was supposed to be lesbian. But because Shonen Jump was like, ew, no girls, yeah, the editor stopped him from doing that. Now, and you know, Anasui got changed into a dude.
Everyone knows the greatest enemy of any shonen like anime creator is women. Ew, girls.
Exactly, they said, ew, girls, make that a dude. And he kind of had his hand forced to have that character get changed into a man. But here's the thing. They were drawn as a girl in one scene, in one chapter of the manga. So, my theory is, we only see Anasui for one episode, and it's in the scene where he's originally drawn as a girl, but he's shown as a dude. So,
Therefore,
I think there's still a chance that they're just playing 3D mind chess right now. They're going to show Anasui as a dude, and then next time we see Anasui, they're going to be changed to be a girl. Just to sort of...
They could play the angle of them being trans.
Maybe they could.
Just be like, fuck you, it's still gay.
Maybe? I don't know. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, too. And it was weird. There was a trans background character in Part 6 before. That they cut. Which, fair, because it did bring up some things that are, like, kind of hot-button topics right now regarding trans people and jails. So, I'm fine that they cut that for time, because, like, yeah, I get that. That's a bit of a hot-button topic right now. But it'd be cool if they totally did go that way and say that Anasui was trans. Like, that'd be cool. Like, actually sort of say, yeah, this is what Ariaki originally wanted, but Shonen Jump was a bitch, and we're afraid of girl-on-girl shit. Which, yeah, and, like, I was just really hoping that they'd fix it in the anime, because Shonen Jump's still a little more lax about that now. Like, I think they've straight up had GL and BL in Shonen Jump before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not that there's not like a craving for LGBT content. It's just the like companies are being kind of sus about it.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell.
it was Japan in the early 2000s. Shit was still really homophobic, so yeah.
Yeah, they did have a quote unquote cover up reason where the cover up was essentially, we don't want Jolene to get together with another girl because then you can't make another JoJo's part because she wouldn't have a kid. But that hasn't stopped Ariaki before when he fucking. Hell, there's Shizuka Joestar and Giorno. You could just have Giorno pop out a couple kids. I don't know.
Or Josuke or someone like that. Like you act like he hasn't just bullshitted
weird
in.
Anyway.
Yeah, and you
the
act
show
like
is fucking weird anyway. They could. Sorry, I'm interrupting you. I'm just thinking like the show is weird anyway. They could probably just pull some shit about like someone just popped out of your forehead or something like in Greek mythology, and that would make complete sense for how this show logics.
And with how we jumped from part 6 to part 7, it wouldn't have mattered. And on top of that, like, yeah, he's already done that. Like, both part 4 and part 5 have characters that rely on established relationships that you just kind of gotta accept happened in between parts. And it totally works. And those 2 seasons have great characters. But yeah.
Oh, a lot of things in JoJo can be summarized are, they're this way until they aren't. But you know what? That's a lot of the charm of the show, I find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of charm of the show is being like, oh, stand rules. All damage done on the stand is reflected to the user, except for when it's not.
They don't.
I fucking love it.
But I gotta say, it's been on point so far. Damage has always transferred over to the user so far. Mm-hmm. Like, every time Jolene cuts the string of Stone Free, you know, you see her get a little cut or something.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, Meep.
Yes?
Favorite stand fight so far, what was it?
Keep the man from committing suicide.
Highway to Hell versus Kiss is so good. It's so fucking good.
It's not even a fight. It's just her trying to talk down this man. The most unlucky man in existence, by the way. So, Ember, for your context, if you don't mind me saying, this man is in jail because he was cleaning his shotgun, but it misfired. Just as a woman was jumping off her balcony to commit suicide, the bullet went through her. She landed on the ground, and everyone assumed he killed her.
So
he's the most unlucky man in existence.
So now he's just walking through the prison, just like super suicidal, and then someone fucking gives him a stand that's literally just you mark someone, and any damage that you take goes to them. So it's the whole fight is trying to stop this really suicidal dude from trying to kill himself. It's fucking great.
And it's great because our character, she's one of the side characters, and it's great because he kind of falls in love with her at the end, and he's like, we'll die together! And it's feeding into his suicidal tendencies.
Oh, like, shit, you just made it worse.
It's so bad. It's so good. I love it. Like, when I read this fight in the manga, I was so excited to see it in animated. But yeah, it was great.
What about when a girl gives you her panties? I could give you...
And we just trying anything to make this guy stop.
Yeah.
I always forget how she wins, though. Right? She
uses smack, and when
smack.
he like reflects she uses kiss, and when she reflects him, he like hits the button on the switch of the electrocution thing.
Right. But that was not my favorite stand fight. So far, I'm tied between two. It's between Stone Free Kiss versus Foo Fighters, and Foo Fighters and Stone Free versus Marilyn Manson.
Ooh,
Because
those are good ones.
the Marilyn Manson fight was kind of a retread of old ground, but in a really cool and unique way. The concept of it was that they made a bet with someone in the prison that they can't throw a ball back and forth and catch it 1,000 times for money.
Yeah.
And the stand's ability is that it is a debt collector and that it will collect no matter what, even if it has to take your kidneys in order to do so. So the whole fight is trying to get someone's kidneys back from getting taken as an ante, basically. And it's just a simple game of catch, but the user is trying to interfere with it. And it just keeps snowballing with, like, guards being bribed and, like, going into elevators and shit. And why I love it so much is that Marilyn Manson works on the rules agreed to right this moment. Meaning there is totally a point where Jolene is considered to lose until she argues the point for why she hasn't lost yet, as she's getting dissected and her fucking liver taken out of her body. And then the stand's like, you know what, that makes sense, and just puts it back in. Oh, it's so good.
JoJo's. Fucking JoJo's.
Yeah, fucking JoJo's. Foo Fighters was just great because it was a good stand fight. Like, it really used the environment to its will, like the whole thing with the bomb wrist straps. Really added another level of urgency to it. Like, you had to stay around that one guard or else the wrist straps would explode and they'd die. And on top of that, Foo Fighter, like I said, I love Foo Fighters as a character, as a concept. Like, you see the green-haired girl before and you're like, you're in the marketing and you're in the opening. That means that you're going to be a part of the main cast. And then she fucking explodes and it's like, what the fuck? Okay, so I guess she's the enemy stand user and this is some sort of weird illusion stuff. But no. She's dead. It's Foo Fighters that is literally just wearing her bombed out husk like it's a skin suit.
It's great.
Literally she dies and it's just her stand that's sticking around.
Not even her stand. It's just some random ass stand that doesn't have a user.
There is something I want to talk about after the JoJo segment, though.
Oh?
Oh, well.
I talked to you about it last night.
Oh.
I'm gonna let our viewers know about this.
Okay.
But after
are
the
we done?
stuff.
Okay, is there anything else with JoJo's you want to say?
Not really. I got a lot of it out of my system when we went really full force into it in the other... Oh.
Part 6 is great. Go watch it.
Yeah, very good. Probably gonna end up being my favorite part.
You guys are making me actually want to watch some fucking JoJo's, because my god, this seems like just absolute balls.
Now's the best time in the season to do so. We don't have many shows, and if you have free time... I will say, if you don't want to skip part 1 and do want to experience part 1, watch it with someone else.
Yeah, I'll probably watch that with you, or something like that.
Yeah, I will totally watch part 1 with you again. It's just, if I get incredibly high each time, don't blame me, blame part 1.
I'm guessing that part is, like, ass.
Oh, it's bad!
Phantom
Blood is bad!
It's bad, but it does make a later part better, in my opinion. Knowing the origins of a certain character does make that character better in a later part.
Yeah, I'm getting the strong impression that, like, I should probably watch all of this, because this seems like the kind of show where, like, if you're missing out on some of the context, certain things are just not going to make any fucking sense.
No, you need no context for most parts, actually, but I still recommend you watch it, because it still helps. It helps make later things better.
Like, part 4...
It's probably not going to make any sense anyway.
Like, part 4 and part 5, and to some extent part 3, they're all pretty much self-contained. But, like, certain other parts, like, part 6 in particular, I think, like, a lot of the driving force of what's happening in part 6 relies on established relationships and established characters.
I wouldn't say part 3 is self-contained, because the stand era the stand arrows and the funny vampire man are very important to the later parts.
True, but you can get Dio's vibe in without seeing Phantom Blood, and, like, you know... Yeah. You just need to know that there's a bunch of fucking stand users that he's connected to. Though it definitely helps because, like, yeah, he's just kind of a cackling bad guy in part 3, but, like, if you see... Yeah. But if you see him in part 1, like, that gives him so much more characterization. Like, that's one good thing part 1 does. Dio. Part 1 Dio's great.
Gonna Dilda!
That's pretty much all I know of the show. Yo.
But yeah, Weather Report makes it rain frogs.
People keep trying to call me.
Yeah.
But yes. Now, but before I start on my thing, Limus check DMs, you can thank me later.
I can't. I uninstalled FF14.
Oh.
I'm just gonna not even have it on my system until I know the servers are good.
The only reason I knew is because I got a DM from one of our friends. It was just saying, dude, hop on now. And I was like, no way. I went to test it. Oh, it worked. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna have it installed for the rest of the week until I know shit's stable. So yeah, no. But yeah, before we jump in later, this is something we should have done before. I'm glad we don't have any... Yeah, I'm glad no one's watching the stream, because we totally forgot to spoiler warning. So...
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
We can just cut that out later.
JoJo's spoiler is over here. I'll put up timestamps, you know. I'll do some things in post to make sure that people know that there's JoJo spoilers and shit, because, yeah.
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 So... Also... Or not also, but... Spoiler warnings for Eden Zero if anyone actually gives a shit. I don't think anyone does, but just in case. So I started watching Eden Zero lately. Which, if anyone here is familiar with it, it is a show done by the author of Fairy Tail that uses a lot of the same designs from Fairy Tail. The show is garbage and awful, but I love it. And I just want to go through the events of episode 11. Now, hold on to your hats, kids. This is gonna be a fun one. I just gotta load up Netflix for a second to get my visual references. Because I actually told the story, I actually told the events a tiny bit out of order last time. So I want to make sure I don't do that again. It's actually much worse than I told you it was. Alright. Episode starts off. Our heroes are on a planet saving one of our characters from a evil frog CEO who is stealing VTubers, aka YouTubers, who are incredibly beautiful. He's stealing them so he can turn them into stone statues and furniture. Our heroes went to the planet to save them. Back on the spaceship, two of our characters are sitting there while they notice a chronophage heading to the planet. Chronophage being this big scary space monster that can eat the time of planets. Next thing we see, after we cut from that, our main character Shiki is about to fight this green-haired ninja. They fight for a bit until the ninja boy's boss comes in. The boss is this robot named Sister. She is an incredibly important MacGuffin tool for the main story because they need her so that the spaceship can reach the outskirts of space. Okay, she shows up. Villain. We've known her for like an episode at this point. Okay, cool. She shows up, they talk, they're about to fight, and then she's like, fine, I'll face you with my full power. And she starts stripping, ending up in lingerie on this fucking robot for whatever reason. I'll fight you with my full power. As she reveals, her power is healing. She doesn't even fucking fight. Next thing, we cut to the girls who have escaped their cells. They're running until they notice one of them went missing. Main girl's like, oh, I'll go find her. One of the robots, out of nowhere, goes, I mean, it's a waste of time. We shouldn't save them. And then, just so there can be this scene of our main girl going, well, she's a friend. You don't leave friends behind. Blah, 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 blah. Message of friendship. We cut to another 2 characters after that. We're 8 minutes in to this episode, by the way. Another 2 characters. They are having an argument in this facility because this dude, Weiss, brought this girl aboard the ship. And because she has a red aether sword, Weiss points a gun at her and is like, well, what was your true intentions for coming aboard a spaceship? And all I can sit here and think is, dude, you fucking brought her aboard. What are you on about? However, an earthquake happens, their conversation is cut short, and they go into this underground lab where they see another robot hooked up to a bunch of wires. We then cut back to the fight, where our main boy, Shiki, is shooting a bunch of characters with gravity bullets. The robot, Sister, whenever she's about to get shot, she pulls her allies in front of her, and there's this whole scene where Shiki's like, oh, friend, bad person, I don't care who you are, and that ends that segment. Our main girl, Rebecca, she ends up finding the frog, who has taken one of the VTubers hostage. The frog is holding a gun to her head. There's a lot of fetishy stuff with the frog talking about how Rebecca is going to be his toy, for his use, all that sort of stuff, until the frog's guards come in. The guards all like, oh, the chronophage is coming to the planet. We should probably leave. And the frog's like, yeah, we should probably leave. And even though the frog had a death grip on both the hostage and the gun, our main girl, Rebecca, somehow managed to steal them both away from him without him noticing. Don't ask me how that works. I can't answer that. Then we cut again to a flashback of our main boy, talking about how he learned to aim his punches by playing video games with Rebecca. That's right, he learned to aim his punches by shooting guns in Call of Duty.
What the fuck is this show?
Oh, we're only 14 minutes in.
What the fuck?
More fight. Alrighty. So, you remember that robot from the underground lab?
No. There's been so much shit going on, I can't keep track of anything.
Well, in the underground lab, the other 2 characters were at, the second robot shows up in the middle of this fight with Sister, and it is revealed that the evil sister was actually using the real sister's identity for 10 years. And evil sister is all trying to get forgiveness, acting like she's sorry, and then real sister just kicks her in the chin, talks about how she's gonna break her and that she doesn't care because she's been using her identity for 10 years. And just, this was in the show where I'm like, the balance of all the awful and the legitimately good. It is like that scene with Mr. Burns going for the checkup where all the diseases in his body are in perfect balance, that he is the healthiest man alive. It's like that, but in this show. What? Alrighty. More stuff happens. After Evil Sister is beaten up, the real sister does some voodoo magic bullshit that unpetrifies all the stone statue girls, and they all escape the planet as well. We then see, it cuts back to Sister with Ninja Boy, and Sister is asking Ninja Boy to save her, where Ninja Boy steps on her neck, killing her, if you can really say you can kill a robot, talking about how she lied to him, and he will never forgive her for that. Okay, I lost my place. 1 second. Next thing that happens, they're escaping the planet. They have to use their powers to... Oh, right! They have to use their powers to clear-cut a forest so the ship can land. That was a very important scene to watch. They get aboard the ship, and we see the chronophage eat the planet, where... This was actually a scene I liked. When the chronophage eats the time of the planet, this planet that was known to be this really, black markety, criminal-esque planet, its time got eaten to over 1,200 years ago when the planet was prosperous and pure. I liked that. It was a nice little bit of it was a nice
Just
little bit.
ironic justice.
Yeah. That's the thing. There are very few. There are legitimately good parts of the show. Like the real sister. I actually really enjoy her as a character. Same with Homura and Rebecca for the most part. I legitimately like them as characters. But it's just
feel like they make up for the rest of the bullshit though.
Well, no, Ember, here's the thing. The rest of the bullshit is in such perfect balance with each other that the show comes around to being good.
Oh, okay, so it's one of those so bad it's good kind of moments.
Kind of, except I genuinely enjoy aspects of it. It's not just all ironic enjoyment.
This sounds like something I want nothing to do with.
Oh, please. By all means, never watch it. I would never, except people I know would like it.
That description almost melted my brain so much, I almost clicked stop streaming instead of unmute.
What, you don't want our viewers to hear what happened in Eden's?
Oh god. You told me about this before.
Gave me psychic damage.
It's just like, what the fuck is this show? And I've heard that so many of the designs and everything, I've heard people call it Fairy Tale in Space.
It's very much not. It's actually a bit darker.
And yeah. I don't know.
I thought that fucking weirdo naked photosynthesis anime you were talking about was bad. This is worse.
I mean, Knights of Sidonia is good.
Knights of Sidonia has interesting aspects to it, at least, but this just sounds like trash.
It's trash, but it has legitimately good aspects. And the trash are in such perfect balance.
That was the one that I was thinking about, was that Space Battleship Tiramisu.
Oh.
That you talked about.
Oh,
I thought that sounded fucking weird, but this sounds worse.
Oh, Space Battleship Tiramisu is very weird. It is very much It is a show where you should only watch it if you're a mecha fan, or you've seen Eva. It pokes a lot of fun at Eva. In fact, I would say it...
Evangelion deserves to be bullied.
I still need to watch that just to see how fucking awful it is.
Oh, you absolutely do. So yeah, is that it?
I think that's an episode, yeah? Nothing died again.
It's not quite an episode. There's one last thing I want to do. As much as it seems impossible to follow up that segment on Eden Zero. I was bumming around my local library again, and I read a bunch more Claymore. And for the most part, yeah, it's still as good as it was. It introduced more of the Claymore organization and more Claymores, and they all have varied and interesting designs, despite them all looking at pretty much the same. They all have different hairstyles, so you can tell them apart, and different insignias. But I gotta tell you about this one fight. Just because this is the most badass things I've seen any character do in anything. Alright, so Claire, our main character, our main Claymore, she's fighting a thing, and that thing fucks her up, super bad. And she gets her limbs cut off multiple times, but don't worry, she can reattach it with her regeneration powers. Cool. Well, she gets her main sword arm cut off and sliced to bits. There's no saving that. She's down an arm, and is unable to fight. So she fucking jumps off a cliff and gets saved by another Claymore, who, guess what, is one from her past, and also two, also fights with one arm. So she takes her in, and this one-armed Claymore starts teaching her one-handed fighting style. And yeah, there's some exposition, there's some talking and stuff, and there's this long, intensive bunch of trading, and it's oh shit, that's gonna have some consequences. Claire's gonna be fighting without an arm now. She's just one-handed. That's awesome. But that's not really what happens. So, when they're training, the teacher, Claymore, kicks her ass again. But it's obvious that Claire's been improving, and she's like, I'll be there soon one day. And the teacher lady's like, no, you won't. It's gonna take you, like, another year. You know what? Fuck it. Cuts off, like... okay, so when Claire got her arm cut off, she only got it cut off, like, from her shoulder down to, like, her forearm. So she still has a stump left, you know? Not anymore. The teacher lady cuts the stump off. And she's like, ow, what the fuck? Why did you do that? And she's just like, because the wound had closed over. You won't be able to do what you need to do. And then she just takes with her one good arm and cuts it off and throws the arm down towards her. Just, now she has no arms and just be like, here, attach my arm to you. You need it way more than I do. And she does. She just picks it up and just uses her regenerative abilities to attach this other Claymore's arm to her torso.
Sorry. So she's straight up like, oh, you're training. You're kind of shit at this. Here, just take my arm. Get out of my face.
Just take my arm. Just take my arm. But doesn't that mean you have no arms? Don't worry. I'll be fine. You need this way more than I do.
Aw, I feel bad for her.
She's got no arms left.
I think, because it has been established that if they really go super hard in using their monster powers, they can risk transforming into one of the monsters to regrow one of their limbs if they want to. I think she's planning on doing that, probably. But yeah, it was so cool. It's so fucking cool.
Hey, it does sound a lot of fun.
I was a little, the fact that I wasn't upset that there wasn't any consequences for her getting sloppy and losing her arm is totally made up with the fact that moment was so fucking cool.
Nice.
Yeah. But that's me. Is that an episode?
I think so.
Yeah. I would say we're pretty much done.
Oh yeah, we're done. Yeah. With that, Ember, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me at Ember the Unusual on Twitter. Follow me. I do a funny sometimes. Maybe I might do an art, but I'm very fucking slow at that.
Meep. Sorry.
You can find me at Soul_King777. Do not follow me if you're a minor, however. Star in a live-action adaptation of that scene of Claymore, except you will be the one ripping off your own arm.
And you can find
no
me...
arms left.
Yeah. There's literally a scene earlier that's just that Monty Python sketch, but, like, played for serious. It's great. Well, I've lost both of my legs and one of my arms, but I still have one left, so I guess I can try to reattach these. Yeah, you can find me, I'm Limus, at Limus646, all across the internet. You can find it all at limus.card.co. With that, we've been the Anime FMK. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.